I want to welcome you back to Black Site tonight. We're going to talk about Paticia Tales being roasted after the Diddy not guilty verdict. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, hit that notification button, but also comment on this video. Paticia Tales has been one of the faces of the P. Diddy trial ever since it's been started. She has been getting one of the most views. She's been invited onto television networks. She has been spectacular through this whole trial. But once that verdict came down and Diddy was found guilty, not guilty on the three most serious charges and guilty on two of the lesser charges, her haters came out in full bore. And I'm talking about they came out right in front of the courthouse. This brother laid the smackdown on Paticia Tales while she was live doing her broadcast trying to explain what happened with the jury and why they found him not guilty on the three most serious charges. And he was calling her that she was bought and paid by the feds, that this girl was lying all through the trial. She wasn't telling the truth about Diddy and the circumstances that he was dealing with during this trial. And it became a whole freaking fiasco. You had Armand Wiggins there, you had Lovely T.I. there, you had Nick at Night there, and you had a multitude of reactors watching this man go at Paticia Tales. He called her a colorist. He said she don't like black men. It was something out of a damn Lifetime movie turned into a Tubi movie. That's how bad it was out there for Paticia Tales. It seems like she eventually called the cops on this young man because this brother was going on and on and on. Because Diddy had got off on those charges. He tried to make her look as small as possible, and she was quite embarrassed for the simple fact she was telling everybody that he was going down. He's going down. You know, Diddy, Diddy, to me, Diddy is a bad guy. We all know that. He's a demon. We all know that. But the federal government overcharged him. They charged him with RICO. That was never going to fly. The sex trafficking, that was never going to fly. You had sex trafficking just on two girls, both of them was his lovers. That wasn't going to fly. But the prostitution charge was quite easy. I believe the jury gave that to the federal government simply because of the video and other things that they did, that Diddy did during those relationships. And it seems like the judge took out the reason why he didn't get bail simply because the judge did not like what he did during that Cassie video. And Cassie also sent a request to the judge not to let him out because she felt as though she would be in danger. So that judge took that all in and decided to deny him bail. And to me, that doesn't look good for him when the judge possibly comes down and sentences on October 3rd. Well, they might, because they're going to have sentences trial on July 8th to see if they can make the sentence even more quicker. But Diddy right now is back at MDC. He's sitting in his cell right now, and he's quite angry. He thought he was coming home tonight. He thought he was going to have a 4th of July celebration, ribs, hot dogs, and everything else, and maybe a freak off. But that is not going to happen. You know, that judge to me sent a message to Diddy. It's that I don't like what you did. You know, I don't like the violence that you have done and that you have perpetrated over a number of years. And he's going to possibly take that out on Diddy during the sentence. Now, both sides are going to send in what they feel that Diddy should possibly get so they can expedite his sentences. But that may not happen. That judge right there, if I'm Diddy, scares me. He seems like the type of judge that'll give me 7 to 10 years with a snap of the finger, simply because he didn't like the violence that he saw with you, with that young girl and that fan Joy. He figured that you did this to a multitude of women. So right now, Diddy has been put in a situation that most people thought he was coming home, and maybe he might even get probation, but I doubt that. But a lot of people came after Paticia Tales. Her haters came out full bore. I'm talking about they was waiting for her. And when that verdict came down, they went at her. And right now, they were trying to destroy her reputation, everything that she built up over the past 8 weeks during this trial. Man, they tried to tear her down all over the internet. This girl, it seems like she's public enemy number one because she was the loudest mouth against P. Diddy during this trial. So people are trying to get their licks on her. And right now, she feels a little bit better that Diddy is still in jail, but most people don't think he's going to get much time. He's already going to have about 1 year served in prison. He basically might get 3 or 4 years. He has to serve 85% of that sentence in federal prison. So he might be out maybe 2, maybe 3 years, and he might be able to continue it on with his career. And that's what Marco Aurelio was saying, that he's a businessman, he's a man of esteem in the community, and that he wants to go out and make money for his family. So right now, Paticia Tales, you on the hook. A lot of people trying to take her out on the internet, but she stood tall. She fought with the dude, called him a broke in, and that's when it really got ugly right there. When she called him a broke in, oh Lord, that's when it really got ugly for her. But she stood tall, you know. She went up against her enemies and she argued with him until I believe she called the police. But Paticia Tales, for a lot of people, was wrong, and she did not give Diddy the benefit of the doubt. I would love to hear your comments in the comments section. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. Hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button, but also share this video.